Welcome everyone, today we have a new Necromancer build, and in this build, I have went very stat heavy. So if you're looking behind me, you can see a critical chance over 90%, 1700 plus percent of critical damage. And yes, in case you guys are wondering, we're doing some build testing, and it's actually pretty fun. So I'm testing the Bone Necromancer with the Grandfather and with the availability of additional Uber Legendaries, or Uber Uniques, and also with the additional items. You can see that initially I'm sitting at about 35% critical chance. I can easily get this one over 90% critical chance, and we can deal a really good damage. So as you guys can see in the replays behind me, in this video we'll be testing out a number of builds together with different Uber Unique items and so different stats and also different combinations. And yes, of course, we'll be using those Uber Unique items and also additional items for the Bone Necromancer into testing. Because I do find that Bone Necromancer is one of the Necromancer that can utilize most of the Uber Unique items, including the Grandfather, the Doombringer, the Ring of the Starless, the Amulet of Melted Heart, and also the Harlequin's Quest. So in this video, we'll explore some of the in-game build and also content and also method to play the Bone Necromancer to get the most out of it, and to see how far we can go with the build, because you can potentially achieve unlimited essence and also lots of damage with all the items that is available with the Uber Unique items. And of course guys, if you don't have the Uber Unique items, I have alternative build for you guys to adjust for this. So coming over to my character over here, you can see that we're actually equipping and also testing out a lot of different items. Now of course guys, if you want to see the full build guide and also alternatives and also adjustments to items, come over to my Diablo 4 builder over here, and it is very similar to the previous build, except previously we were not using any Uber Unique items. But in this video and also in this testing, I'll be first testing with the Grandfather, and I'll be showing you guys the testing with the Doombringer together with the Little Sword, which actually deals a little bit less damage I think. And of course, we'll be going through the availability and also, the effectiveness of the new amulet, which I do think the 30% maximum essence and also all the stats can be a little trap because you lose a lot of essence. And of course, comparing the Deathless Visage and also the Harlequin's Quest. So there's a lot of fun and also lots of adjustment for this build, and the Bone Necromancer can definitely hit really high with damage. You see about 19,000 damage over here. And over here you can see that during my testings I can easily get over 50,000 base attack power. So this is one of the strongest Necromancer build to build for insane amount of damage with all the Uber Unique items you can have. So starting off with the first variation. Now if you guys haven't seen the previous video, I do recommend have a look, because this shows you what you can do without any Uber Unique items. But once you get your head, you get your ring, you get your two-handed weapon or one-handed weapon, this can be adjusted. So one of the first biggest adjustment, let me just put the other items back first, so you don't get to, don't get them mixed up. So initially, one of the first biggest adjustment I have is to having the Grandfather. Having the Grandfather for the Bone Necromancer means you increase your critical damage by so much. And this is my glyph is not even fully maxed out. I can see about 1600 critical damage, it goes to 1700, can get close to 2000 critical damage if I perk out all my glyphs. So this is the first part. So the Grandfather will definitely be a massive damage boost. The downside of having the Grandfather is that you will not be able to have the Little Sword, which provides you with additional armor and also chance to spawn more Bonestone. The additional essence coming from the shield and also the chance of getting more resource and also attack speed is also really good from defensive capacities. So if you're going for tier 100, you can still use the Little Sword with a good one-hand sword. And in my previous video, we talk about picking the one-hand sword with the bone skill critical damage and also critical damage, vulnerability damage, and also core skill damage. Now alternatively, if you have the Doombringer and also the Little Sword, this is a very tanky, very durable build. You can see my HP is over 13,000. It can get even higher if I pick a few more defensive gears. So the 41% maximum life, the core skill damage, the damage are really good. And also damage reduction with, down to enemies is also really good because it's very defensive. Together with the Little Sword, this can be a very good combination for the Uber Unique item for the Doombringer. Now just to show you guys the comparison between using the grandfather and versus using Doombringer, I have made 2 recordings of replays of testing with about tier 86 dungeon. You can see that we have no problem with the monsters, so this can definitely be done for tier 90 and tier 100 plus. At the time I didn't have those tiers and I was out of crafting materials. You can see with the grandfather we deal a lot of damage and most of the things melts within seconds. And I do believe I finished this run in about 4 to 5 minutes. It was so quick, it was very nice. And what I did was, after that, I decided to test out the Doombringer with the Little Sword. The defensive capacity is definitely higher, but I do feel like the damage potential is lower. So in comparison, if you're thinking the best uber unique item or the best weapon for the Bone Necromancer, it has to be the Grandfather. And I think it's pretty obvious, right? Because the damage potential is so much different. But in terms of defensive capacities, notice I'm spawning so many of my Bone Storm. This is actually really fun, and this allows you to get tons of essence. So if you're really pushing for higher tier and you find yourself to die a little more, going with the Doombringer, the Little Sword, will give you much more survivability, and this can be extremely good even for PvP. Now again guys, I'll provide you guys with a full replay of comparing the Doombringer and also the Grandfather. Now do keep in mind, during the testing round, I was not really the best Necromancer player for the Bone Mage. You can see I'm not bouncing my Necromancer shards properly. So ideally, I want to briefly talk about bouncing the shards. You want to bounce against a wall or structure. So when it bounces back, the fragments of the shard actually recoils and all 5 of the shards hits the boss. It took me a while to get used to this, and I'm actually bouncing without enough essence. So one thing with a Bone Necromancer, you want to bounce all your shards onto the boss and comes back to hit him with all 5 of the shards. With higher essence, you will do way more damage. But during both of my recordings for those test rounds, I was not very good at the positioning for the Bone Necromancer. So if you guys know how to position, if you try a little bit more, you will get way more damage, and also it's way more enjoyable to play a skill-based build with a Necromancer. But even with that, I still do tons of damage, and you can see where I have my Bone Storm, I get tons of essence back to deal more damage. Now that we'll briefly talk about the best uber unique weapon of choice, which is definitely going to be the Grandfather, you can still go with the Doombringer and also the Little Sword of course. The next thing is, what about the helmet, the Deathless Visage versus the Harlequin's Crest? Now I'm not comparing with the life-stealing one with the Endurance Visage because we don't really need that. Now with the Deathless Visage, I tend to find this actually gives us a little more damage potential, especially when you can get a high roll of maximum essence. The critical damage with bone, physical damage is not bad, and echoing of the bone spear tend to give you more damage because it's a unique item designed for your build. The Bone Necromancer, right? But for defensive capacities, Harlequin's Crest is definitely higher. The cooldown reduction, maximum life, and damage reduction, together with all rank spells plus 4, means you have defensive and also offensive capacity. You will lose some damage compared to the Death Visage. Even though you're getting plus 4 ranks to the bone spears, you will lose some damage. But in my choice, and also in my opinion, if you want to go for damage, Deathless Visage is actually pretty high, and I do think it's a little better than Harlequin's Crest in most of the situations while testing. Now finally, we have the rings. Yes, the uber unique item with the Ring of Stardust after testing with the Bone Necromancer does provide us with tons of more utility simply because you can spam your bone spears multiple times. The critical chance, critical damage, core skills are really good. Lucky hit chance is actually not bad if you have certain procs that gives you restoration of the essence primary resource. So here with the Little Sword, it's actually a really nice combination to get more resource back. And similarly, because I'm running a lucky hit chance with the rings to gain more essence, which is not even max rolled at 34 essence, this is actually really good to get some lucky hit chance. So in my opinion, I think the Ring of Stardust is definitely one of the top priorities to have as a ring for the Bone Necromancer, which will give you tons of essence reduction. Now in terms of the amulet, I really want to find essence cost reduction for the amulet, which I did on this amulet. And this amulet provides you with tons of critical chance and also critical damage. In replacing this amulet, the uber unique amulet will be the Melted Heart of Sigil. And I do feel like this amulet looks great on paper. But while testing, I think I had a quick testing run. I went into the monsters. I don't know if I can still find the recording somewhere. I can't find it exactly, but I went into the monsters and instantly my essence went to 0. So with the Bone Necromancer, even though this looks great on paper, I would not recommend using this uber unique amulet. Because unless no one touches you, anything that touches you, your essence goes to 0. Then you can't do anything. So yes, this looks great on paper, tons of damage with core spells, damage while healthy, and also resource generation, and also maximum resource. But the special effect is a little drawback, so I don't recommend using this amulet if you're playing Bone Necromancer. Unless, guys, no one touches you. So as a quick verdict, what is going to be the best combination for the uber unique items or the unique items for my build? So here I'm currently running the Deathless Visage together with the Grandfather and also the Ring of Starless. Now I'm only using 2 of the uber unique items that is available. Most of the other parts of the build is similar to what I had previously. This is one of the alternate build. The second alternate build to become more tanky is that you can use the Doombringer and also the Harlequin's Quest to use 3 uber unique items to get way more tanky with over 15 or 16,000 HP. If I perk my gems into HP, I can even get to 18,000 HP. And together with those items, you'll be way tankier, more durable, and having tons of plus skill ranks with your gears and also your items. Now, because of most of the gem choices and also vampiric power are very similar to my previous build for the Necromancer without uber unique items, we don't have to go through that too much in this one. And the game loop is very similar. So, before we finish, I just want to provide you guys with the replays of me testing with both of the uber unique items if you want to have a look with the comparisons. And I do think this will be one of the ultimate builds for the Necromancer if you do get your hands on more uber unique items. Now in terms of damage, again guys, notice here I'm trying to bounce the bone spears and I'm not the expert in terms of bone necromancer. I'll be doing more testing, but my friends also want to try different builds for the necromancer. So in the future, not only will you see the bone necromancer updated, you'll also be able to see different builds for the necromancer, including the blood necromancer and maybe the cold and also freeze necromancer, which he still wants to try with a low life necromancer, which will be quite interesting and excited to show you guys very, very soon.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time. I need more time. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need more time.
Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.